everyone, I'm Emily, Joe's daughter, and normally I'm behind the camera, but today I just wanted to say that our new shirts are up on the store and they have the flame on it, which is the same on the side of the trucks and the stickers. By the time you see this, I'll be already moved into college, and so I'm normally behind the camera. I just wanted to be in front of the camera and say thanks for buying all the shirts because you're helping me pay for my tuition. So thanks for buying all the shirts and subscribing to our channel because it's been a lot of fun to film and edit these for the past 5 months. Thanks a lot, and now on with the video.
Welcome to Ohio Woodburner. My name is Joe. Here's what we got going on today. I've taken the boards off the trailer. We're doing some work on it today. I'm taking it into the shop, and I've done some other things that I'll show you here in a little bit. But I'd like for you to come along on the ride and we can talk about our day. I want to ask you guys a question. And please take some time and try to figure out what the answer is. Here's the question. What is the price of peace? I know it's an odd question and it's going to be difficult to answer, but all of us should have the answer somewhere. What is the price of peace? What do they say? Watch a person's actions, don't listen to their words. But I think it goes without saying that I love running a firewood delivery service. If you really got to know me, you would learn that I hate spending money. And I'm not a miser, but you know, it's just been the way I've been my whole life. I tend to save, invest, and I'm not really into material things. Really, that lifestyle is what put me in a position to take a break from my career, you know, to take care of my dad. And then it also, you know, because I didn't have any debt, any credit cards or anything to pay off, it allowed me to take the leap and to take the risk running this firewood company. So I don't like spending money, but what I've been doing now this week is I am spending money. And this gets back to the rhetorical question of what is the price of peace? And this was a life lesson that I learned about 20 years ago, and I didn't realize it at the time. But where I used to work, we traveled, air travel to different parts of the country, and a lot of windshield time driving around. I used to work with this one guy. He was retired military. And he asked me to meet him in the morning one day. He was taking his wife's car into the shop for tires. So I met him at the big tire center down here, and we walk in together, and he walks up to the counter and he said he's in to buy tires for his wife's car, and he wanted to know what is the most expensive, best tire that they sell. And the guy walks him over to, you know, the tire with all the lights shining on it, and he said, this is the tire, the best one that we have. He says, great, I'll take 4 of them. I want the road hazard warranty, I want all new valve stems, I want everything. And the guy says, great. It was like the shortest transaction I've ever witnessed. You know, when I go to buy tires, good heavens, I am all over the place looking for, you know, the good tire, and then I look to find the off-name brand that's the exact same tire to save a couple bucks. Anyhow, when we walk out of the store, we get into my car, and I says, hey, what's the deal with that? I says, why are you spending all this money on tires? There's so many other less expensive options out there. And he says, Joe, tell me, what is the price of peace? And I says, I don't know. He goes, tell me, what's the price of peace? And I said, it is priceless. There's no price for it. He goes, absolutely right. He says, I travel for work. I am so many states over from my wife, and I'm leaving her at home with a car. And if she were to get a flat tire, or if one of her tires were to fail, if I would have gone the budget route, it would have been a disaster. He said, and now in this way I can travel, and my wife knows that she has the best tires on her car, and even if she does have a blowout, she'll know that I did everything I could to put her in a good position to drive around on these tires. To me, that is priceless, and it's worth every extra penny that I spend on a set of tires. So I still thought he was, I still thought, well, that's something I would never do. But now as I've gotten older, that is starting to make sense, because I had an episode, it was this winter, And I was pulling my trailer on a delivery and I had a blowout. And fortunately, it happened at a red light and I was able to pull off to the side of the road. But talk about a lonely feeling. You know, I have no spare for my trailer because the trailer was cheaper to buy without the spare. I have no spare and I was just stuck. So I put together a plan in my head and I unhitched my trailer and left it sitting on the side of the road. And I drove home and got my jack and jack stands and lug wrenches. I even brought a canopy along because of course it was misting rain. And I went and got my tire, got it off the trailer, and I left my trailer on the side of the road with my big floor jack holding it up. And while I was doing all this, I was calling around, and there wasn't a tire shop around that had my tire, a load range E trailer tire. And I found one shop, ironically, is kind of close. And they even offered to stay open because they were getting ready to close, and I could be there like 5 minutes after closing. And I bought my tire, they put it on the rim, and I came back and got going. But anyhow, that was a big event for me because gosh, it was just the worst feeling in the world leaving my trailer on the side of the road. Even with a flat tire, I thought anyone could still hitch up to it and take it, and I was totally vulnerable. So I'm putting new tires on my trailer today, and I think there's still a lot of tread left on these tires. The one's starting to get a little bit of wear, but to me, that feeling that I had when I had that blowout, I'm hearing that rhetorical question: what is the price of peace? And now that I got more restaurants that are wanting cords, I'm using my trailer more on the highway. I'm spending money on tires, and I don't feel bad about it. I think it's the right decision, and it's money that I don't want to spend, but I'm going to sleep well spending it. And in this case here, I could find cheaper tires, the same rating anywhere else in this town, but you know what? When I needed someone the most, these guys were there. When I was vulnerable, they were at their best. They stayed open for me. They put that tire on, and I'm sticking with them. So even though I can buy, what am I going to save? $20, $30? No, these guys got a customer for life. So I'm back, and that's where we're going to get our tires put on. I happen to mention that I'm pretty good at backing up a trailer. But here we go. Business 101, control your costs. I don't have any problem spending money on inventory, buying logs and stuff. And even buying my Yappa. Now that was a lot of money, but that was probably the one thing that I purchased that I've had zero buyer's remorse. The reason I bought the Yappa was because I can't go on in this industry without a machine that's making firewood for me. I learned real quick, that a chainsaw and a splitter was only going to get me so far. Maybe if I was younger, I could have made more cords per year, but that's why I had to buy the Yappa. Everything else that I have with the company, I try to save money on. With our literature, our business cards, I haven't gone top shelf really on anything, but I try to do the best with what we have. What is is the price of peace, right? So I just put the new tires on and they look really good. These are load range E. To you old timers, these would be 10 ply. I got them at 60 pound. And so this is one thing I can cross off my list. The other thing that we got done, you might have seen it earlier, I put a tarp kit on, and this was something I think needed to get done too, because I've picked up these other restaurants and I'll be hauling more loads on the highway. And you know, the roads out here are pretty rough, and I still see sometimes when we hit bumps and the logs are coming up in the air. I probably should have had this done a long time ago, but the majority of this trailer's usage is on these back roads, and I'm going pretty slow, and I do take a lot of extra care to make sure the trailer's loaded right. But we got the tarp kit put on. This was about $275. The tires were $300, so here's some money I've been spending, but I think it's this is going to make me sleep better at night than worrying about the money that I've put on this, because what is the price of peace? This was the tire I had replaced in the winter time, so I just got the matching set now, and I'm just glad that we got this done. I needed new tires on these. Yeah, this is the tarp kit. You know, it's got the ratchet on it, and I don't have the fly bar yet, but that's going to get installed, and I'll put my sideboards back on and we'll be back at it. So that's what I've been doing, spending money. I'm not a big fan of it, but it's got to get done. Guys, I really appreciate everyone watching the videos, and if you could like this video, please do so, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Please leave your comments down below. I really appreciate hearing everything that you guys have to say. That's all for now. Everyone have a great day.